So yeah, we're in Encarnacion. We're going to head towards Argentina. Encarnacion, not sure how to pronounce it. This is central. But yeah, we're going to make it. Going to walk to Argentina. This is really nice. This is really luxurious. See, they have really big mansions like that right next to a kind of rundown, kind of like Iraqi, looks like an Iraqi war zone kind of place, you know, or Syria. And you find that place. You found even in Argentina, you find places like you find really nice. There's no contrast, you know. You walk 5 minutes one way and it's really rich. You walk 5 minutes the other way and it's the complete opposite. But yeah, I think that's the beach. Yeah, it's the beach over there. That's the river, and across the river you can see Argentina. I think that's Argentina in the distance. If you see that land in the distance. Oh, that's a huge house. See, really just down there, it's a really looks like Iraqi kind of war zone kind of place. But here, complete opposite, like a mansion. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'll make it into Argentina because I've got to walk. People say you can't walk into Argentina, you've got to get a car. But I'm going to try and walk. Plus, I've been all around South America. And they might get a bit suspicious about my visas and everything. It's really, they're really strict in Argentina. Wow, look at that. It's a really nice place. But yeah, as I was saying in the other video about Paraguayans, if you're here for dating, or dating girls or guys, obviously dating guys is much easier, but if you're here, there's nothing to it, you know. But girls, if you text a girl on Instagram or whatever, on Paraguay, from Paraguay, she probably will text you back. Oh, look at that house, that's huge. I would have expected this kind of houses in Asuncion, in central Asuncion. But no one ever tells you where the nice places are. But in central Asuncion, it's kind of shopping and shopping and shopping. You have to go to the really unknown areas to find places like that. Yeah, if you come to Asuncion, you might think it's a bit of a Iraqi war zone, like I did when I first came here, and also Asuncion when you first arrive. Because you first arrive in the centre and it's kind of rough. Like most places, even in Brazil, if you arrive in by bus, you always arrive in the rough kind of area, but then you walk a bit and you see places like this. But then, even in Asuncion, like, I was there for a month last year and I thought it was a disgusting hellhole. Well, not a disgusting hellhole, it's just a bit dirty and dusty. Could really put. But then you go for a walk, you go walking around the city, you get a taxi around the city. You see that they do have hellholes, you know, that look like Iraq, look like Syria, look like they've been through some rough patches. Or look really poor, like they're never developed. But then you get like huge, you know, you go to another place, you get a taxi 30 minutes to another part of Asuncion, and it's the complete opposite, like huge mansions like that. Okay, so what we got to do is walk across this beach, walk along this beach south to get the bridge into Argentina. I doubt we'll make it, but I'm going to try and walk across the bridge. I really doubt we'll get into Argentina. Might have to double shit. You find places out with just music blaring all the time. Like anywhere else really. It's like the Costanera, they call it a Costanera. I think it's like a small beach next to a lake. They have a Costanera in Asuncion where people just chill out, drink mate. So yeah, there's not much of a dating culture in Asuncion. Well, there is nothing else to do, but there is, because there's nothing else to do. In Rio de Janeiro, there's tons of adventures to do. It's a good place, good time to meet some people when you're on lots of adventures. But here, it's kind of cagey. They're kind of insecure, they kind of don't trust. Especially if you're outsiders sometimes. They only trust, they're very clicky, like they stick together. I like anywhere in South America, except for Colombia. I heard the Colombians are really open to foreigners and that kind of stuff. And you know, they're really open-minded. They don't judge by race or whatever. But here, you know, they're very clicky. They only, you know, because they're very family oriented. They stick with the family a lot. They stick with their friends, the social circle, and they stay within those limitations the whole time. It's very rare that they break out of that. So the best way to meet girls or guys is to go out clubbing. I find I had the best results there. go to all areas. It's kind of tense in all areas, but Kyoto was closed because of COVID. Everyone blames everything on the COVID. And we said, oh, the COVID, because everyone says, oh, because of the pandemic, because they can't do that, and they blame it on that, but it's really bullshit. They're just trying to look for excuses to stay in, because Asunción in Paraguay is a city where people just stay inside, watch TV. It's really relaxed. Like, if you see going to Argentina now, it'll be a bit tense and intense. It's a kind of opposite atmosphere of Asunción. But here, it's the most relaxed country in South America, because they don't do anything. But because they don't do anything, they get too lazy, and even the thought of meeting a stranger makes them stressful. You know, because they're used to just chilling out, but with family, staying with family and friends, staying in stores, watching Netflix, staying on the phone 24/7. You know, making themselves ill from all the fast food and everything, and sugary food. They eat all the pastries, and just doing nothing. Just staying inside all the time. Let's cross over this way. So yeah, like I said in the video, if you text a Paraguayan girl on Instagram, she probably will respond. Like 90% of the time, she probably will. 90% of the time, she probably will respond if she's into you and if you find her attractive. But she will, and you think, oh gosh, this girl's into me. She really likes me, because she'll respond really positive, like probably hearts, emojis, that kind of stuff. She's really into you, and you're really into her. You know, if you all come together, if you work on yourself, but then you think, oh god, this is going to be great when I go over there. You know, even I spoke to a lot of girls before I came here, and they all seemed really receptive before I came here. Like all of them, like love hearts, all this kind of stuff. But then when you come here, it's a completely different story. As soon as you go to a hotel room or meet anywhere, or you say you want to meet anywhere, then it all becomes, then they become crazy, because it becomes stressful. It's such a waste for them, because this could be like a first world country, because the people are so kind and so nice, but they're just natural out. They're just naturally so kind and so nice. You know, like Brazilians, but they don't do anything with it. They just stay indoors all the time and text and text and text and sex and sex. That's all they do. I met this one girl. She just says she just loves just masturbate and stay in bed. That's all she does. Even on her Facebook profile, she has pictures of it. She just likes to stay in bed and masturbate, and that's all they do. So they won't meet. It's the biggest. I know it's the biggest waste ever. I got a bit frustrated because it is the biggest waste, but that's the way things are. So I've got trying to hold my guitar right. So yeah, I'll walk along this way and I'll ask how to walk into Argentina. But yeah, they'll text and text, and then when it comes to meeting, they'll get stressed out and they'll turn crazy. But it's their own fault anyway, because you know I told them, you know everybody knows the fortune favours the bold. You know, you've got to break through that fear to get anything you want. I mean, I'm nervous. Well, whenever I meet a girl, I think, oh god, I sometimes can't wait till it's over, because it's really nervous. You know, I just want to be alone and have pizza, and watch what I want, and focus on myself, focus on my own dreams and goals. But yeah, here it's even more so. They're not used to foreigners, because it's a very quiet country. So yeah, so if you come here, they will, but it's their own fault anyway, because you know, if you choose comforts and safety and never, well, it's kind of a fake comfort, because they just stay indoors all the time, when the real comfort is, you know, knowing what's on the other side, having no regrets, even if it was a bad experience, just knowing that you did it, so to discover it out. I mean, I had, I think, 2 girls come over to my hotel, my apartment, when I was there. I rented apartments here in, that you saw before, and each time I regretted it. Each time the girl looked really hot online, and then in person she turned out to be you know, not nice. I mean, not as nice as I thought it was. I mean, they were nice girls, you know, but they were just after money or whatever, and she wanted sex, but you know, I felt like she wanted it. It's like obligatory, you know. I felt like I should give her sex, you know, the first girl, and just I wasn't comfortable with it, so I stopped halfway through because I just felt, I don't know, I felt uncomfortable, you know. I just wanted to relax at the time, but she really wanted sex, and I was you know, I wanted to save it for someone who's, you know, was she wasn't well put together, but I could tell she's from a poor home and she's a really sweet girl. And it's not her fault, it's the environment. She's from a really poor home, and she needs money and everything. So yeah, a lot of them will say they actually be really interested, and then when you hear, they'll say, "Oh, can you pay me for it? Can you do this? Can you pay if you're going to come over?" Because they are in desperate conditions. A lot of them live in really poor conditions. But yeah, that's the way things are. I'm looking forward to getting back to Rio de Janeiro, the beach, the mountain climbing, my kickboxing, my hobbies and everything. Where I have everything on my feet, so I don't have to worry about any of that crap. It's just bullshit. This dating, I hate dating. I never date anyway. I'm to the point and invite them to my hotel room because dating's a lot of waste of time. It's like an interview. It's so stressful. It's just bullshit. It's absolute nonsense. But yeah, if you come here and go to a hotel room, you've got really good reception from girls online, then they will instantly change and turn all shy when it comes down to action, because they just stay indoors and it's all about texting. Because there's nothing to do here in Argentinian. There's no mountain climbing, there's no surfing, there's no, you know, back in Rio I have my kickboxing and clubs and everything, and here you can do kickboxing and stuff, but in Rio de Janeiro it's really active because you can do it all outside and you have the outdoors, and it's just everything in one city. The downside of Rio is that it's always dangerous, always intense. But here's the complete opposite. There's nothing to do and it's always relaxing. It's always too relaxing. So yeah, I've had my relaxing time now, and I think it's time to get back to Rio de Janeiro. I'm going to try and make it to Argentina, just one little short trip. But my heart and everything's calling me back to Rio de Janeiro to accomplish all my dreams, because I can do all my dreams there in Rio with all my hobbies there. Mountain climbing, swimming, even if you join fishing, you can have everything there. But just the only downside, it's intense and very dangerous in 70% of the parts, most of the parts. So yeah, if you come here to Argentinian or Ecarnacion, anyone in Paraguay, they will act really receptive online, really kind, really nice. But in person, when it comes down to meeting, they'll get all stressed out and their mind will blow up about meeting and become too stressful for them. And it ruins everything. It's the biggest waste. Like I said, nowhere's perfect. There's always a downside to everything. The only way I did it was yeah, you just got to remove the stress. But yeah, that's the way it goes. In Argentina, the girls are really they're saying they will sex you online if you're in a different country. They will sext you a lot. Really receptive, really nice. But then when it comes down to meeting, no, they probably won't do. But then when I was in Rosario, I had a lot of older women. The older they get, the more frustrated they get, because the guys there, they drink a lot of soy milk. The only way to get a lot of vitamins in Argentina is from a drink called 80s, and it's really popular everywhere, and it's just infused with soy. They just have soy drinks everywhere. Really popular when you're on the go. We all know what that does. And so the Argentinians are really metrosexual kind of guys. Kind of bitchy as well. As soon as you see an English person, they get really insecure, really defensive, really standoffish, which is really, really bitchy. Really annoying. I think I'll walk this way to Argentina. I think we're too far up. But yeah, in Paraguay, if you're in Paraguay, they probably won't sex you if you want to, because then they will think that you really want to meet them for sex right there and then. But in Argentina, you can do, but they probably won't meet you. 90% of the time, they won't meet you, because it obviously builds up too much nervousness for them. They stay within their own families and their own limitations, and their own race and everything. But it's their own fault, because then they don't have, then they turn into a third world country. Because we all know, if you want to develop, if you want to be a great place, or if you want to achieve all your dreams, you have to break through fear. You have to discover what's on the other side. And obviously, it's a good thing as well, because obviously if you're sexing someone, it could turn out to be a murderer, rapist or someone, in a hotel room. That's why I always say I meet them outside, or meet somewhere else first. But yeah, so there's kind of a double-edged sword. But yeah, a lot of them will only respond if you sex them. That's what I'm saying about sexing. A lot of them just think, especially Argentinians, just think, oh, this boring guy, just a simple guy being a simp. But if you be dominant, because a lot of them are bratty, little girls, into daddy issues and all that kind of stuff. But if you sex them, then that's the only way they'll respond. A lot of them. But then they won't meet up. Even if they do respond, they probably 90% of the time they won't meet up. Because obviously they're just using it just for sex and entertainment, while they stay within their own race and their own limitations, because they're too scared to go out their limitations. But yeah, which is understandable. So yeah, I always don't obviously start off sexing if they do straight away. But yeah, you usually find that they only respond to sexing. To a sexual text, it's the only way they'll respond. Sometimes, otherwise, you just think you're boring. But yeah, they won't meet. And but yeah, it's their own fault anyway. If they stay within their own limitations, and they don't meet just as friends or whatever, if they're too even if you explain, oh, let's just meet as friends, even I understand if you're too nervous. It's just if they don't, and if they like to play games to bring you to their level just for fun, just so they can laugh at you. But it's their own fault anyway, because then that's what I said, they don't have any options. They're stuck in this hellhole. Not a hell, it's sometimes a hellhole, obviously, and that's what happens when your country doesn't develop. It doesn't. Hola. Yeah. Just even limitations. No, go away. All right. Yeah, so if they stay within their own limitations, like lots of people do, then that's what the life they choose. Because obviously, if you stay within limitations and you don't fight through fear to get to the other side to get what you want, then obviously that's a life for disaster. That's a life that never achieves anything, never does anything, and never goes anywhere. And they stay within their own hellhole comfort, and they live and die there, a wasted life, a lot of them. While you, that fights through limitations, can have all the adventures and luxuries in the world if you keep on going, keep on pushing through those limitations, keep on achieving dreams. But they don't, they get too comfortable in their own limitations, their own racism and fascism. And obviously, if you spread the energy around the world, what goes around comes around. So they spread the energy around the world from the butterfly effect, like everybody does. And obviously, it comes around and it leads to their wasted life. That's why I say a lot of them, when they're older, they're really frustrated. Like when I was in Rosario, two older women, not two older women at the same time, at separate occasions. As soon as I arrived by Rosario by bus, an older woman came up to me and just gave me a number. Just like, I didn't even spoke to her. I didn't even speak to her. She was good looking. She was probably in her late 20s, or even early 20s. But actually, she wasn't a 10 out of 10. But she just wrote down her number in a napkin and just give it to me. Said, call me. I didn't say anything to her. She didn't say anything else to me. Then when I was working at a bar there in Rosario, I was working at a bar few weeks later, and a girl sat down next to me, and a guy friend said, "This girl sat down next to you, she says she wants to have sex with you right now, right here and now." And I said, "I can't because I'm working," but she was a bit older. She was maybe in her late 20s or early 20s as well. And you tell that she was married. But that's what I like about Argentina, the more wildlife, more rock and roll. Where in Paraguay that doesn't happen. They're too conservative, too well behaved, Christians, really highly religious. Where that kind of stuff doesn't happen. They always follow the rules. They're too PC, and it's the biggest waste. But that's their own fault. That's why they're stuck here and have this life and no options, because that's what happens if you live a life obeying fascist rules or whatever, controlling rules. Then you never get anywhere if you don't follow that fire within. If you don't, if you follow society's made-up rules. I'm not against religion or anything, but I am a bit. I like freedom, but obviously it's their own fault when they end up with a wasted life. When they end up with regrets. Well, you doing what you did. That's really nice. It's really wicked. It's a really nice house and a really nice car, but it's in the middle of nowhere. It's like there's nothing around fun to do. It's just nothingness. You wouldn't expect mansions like this, a nice place like this, in the middle of nowhere, because there's no supermarket nearby. There's a beach, but it's not really a beach. It's like pebbles and stuff, and not many people go to just to get the pictures taken, but they can't go to have fun and relax like Rio de Janeiro. It's a polluted beach. But there's just nothing here. Why would anyone get them? If you're going to buy a mansion, a really big house there, you can buy one anywhere, but probably because it's just really cheaper here. Actually, anyone, I had a party here last year, and even on my, they said, oh, even in your income, you can get a big mansion here. You can save it really rich. But back then I was only one source of income. Now I'm in two sources of income. So now I can. But I just don't see the appeal, because I just miss Rio de Janeiro, the nature and the excitement, the adventure. But here, there's just nothingness. People just stay inside, watch Netflix, eat pizza, and do nothing. It's a good place to retire. But still, the girls here are nice, but they'll never do anything. They just stay within their own comforts, their own fake comforts, because they've never broken out there. Because their family and everyone tells them not to. Because they're just trying to bring them to their level. Like anyone else that tells you to stay within limitations, stay within rules, they're just trying to bring you to their limitations and rules, because everybody is scared of you making it, because they get jealous. And jealousy is the worst, and regret is the worst feeling ever, that eats you alive. It kills you when you're older. And they don't want that. Everybody doesn't want that. So everybody just tries to control everybody to never make it to success, to never make it to fulfillment, to pleasure, or anything, or achieve any kind of goals. That's the way the world is, but people don't realise that until they're older. People, especially if they love the people that they're with, and it's obviously too nice. It's easy to love the people you're with if you're here, because everyone's too nice and too controlling, and they don't believe it's lies. Everyone's too nice, going, oh, I love you, yeah, you're really guapa, you're muy linda, you're really nice. They always give comments on Instagram and everything. Just trying to make them see that they're their friend, when they're not. No one knows such thing as friends. People just, well, very rarely, 99% of the time, there's no such thing as friends or anything. Just people just trying to bring you, just to lead you to their level, to control you, so you don't make it. But yeah, anyways, guys, Argentina is probably 15 minutes that way, so I'm gonna walk that way. Because there's not really much to do here. This is kind of a nice area. Even there's pavements here. In 70% of Argentinian, there's no pavements at all on the roads. So yeah, see you later, guys. I'll tell you if I made it to Argentina, which I doubt it. I doubt I will. I think the security is too tight. So yeah, I'll let you know in the next video. This has been a tour of Ecarnacion. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. South of Paraguay. Nofap, day number 321. Travelling the world for 5 years. But yeah, I can't stand why anyone want to get a mansion here. There's nothing to do. But yeah, ladies, guys. go traveling around the world. Next adventure, wherever I want to go next. So laters, guys.